Hi guys, it is Mr. Fed. Welcome back to the channel. I'm back in the man cave. I'm just going to do a quick kind of a slow chit chat video really, just to talk about a few things, cover a few subjects. First and foremost will be my journey through Sober for October. If you've been following that journey and been seeing some of the videos that I've made about some of the non-alcoholic beers that I've been discovering, I want to talk about that in terms of the pros and the cons to my health, and also, to finances. Now that I'm drinking, or stopped sober for October and reintroducing alcohol back into my life, I have found a very interesting whiskey on the shelves of Sainsbury's supermarket, which I'm going to share with you as part of a taste test review. And then I wanted to talk about perhaps a little bit about the future of this channel and where I see my YouTube journey going, sort of 10 months really after I posted my first video. And then after all that, I've got a few Nintendo Switch pickups which I pre-ordered, and they arrived last week, and I think they've got some goodies in them, so I want to share those unboxings with you as well. So first things first, I've poured myself a whiskey. I found this in the Sainsbury's supermarket. This is a brand new Famous Grouse. I've never seen it on supermarket shelves before. And it says it's a sherry cask finish, smooth and rich. It's priced at £25. I paid 20 quid for this because I got £5 off with my Sainsbury's Nectar card. Now, I'm not a whiskey snob, but I do like Famous Grouse. In terms of your general supermarket whiskey, I'm quite happy to pull a Famous Grouse off the shelf, and that would see me through just fine. I've loved all the variations of Famous Grouse, the Snow Grouse, the Black Grouse, the Naked Grouse. So I didn't think there'd be any reason why I wouldn't like this either. It's the Blender's edition, and it looks nice. I mean, the label and that nice red colour, it caught my eye, and I said, yeah, that's something I want to buy, and that's something I want to try. So I have had a little sip of it. Smells like whiskey. I always have to smell a whiskey for some reason and try and make it look like I know what I'm doing, but smells like whiskey anyway. So that is as smooth as you like. That is a very, 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 very pleasant whiskey. For my personal tastes, this is right at the ceiling in terms of sweetness. I don't like my whiskey too sweet. If that was any sweeter, that might be a bit of an issue for me, but that is right on the cusp of something that I find pleasant. So yeah, that is very, very smooth. It is slightly sweet, but not too sweet. And yeah, it's very nice. I mean, would I get the sherry finish, for example? I don't know, maybe I'm not whiskey connoisseur enough to pick out the sherry finish, or all I know is that's a nice drop of whiskey and I'll finish that, no problems at all. Anyway, my Sober for October journey, let's start there. Now, I posted a video a while back about my weight loss journey. I was pushing like 16 stone, I mean it was ridiculous. So I had a crash diet, and I lost about a stone, maybe a little bit more. I went from nearly 16 stone, I got myself down to about 14 stone 8. And that felt great. I did Sober for October in the aim to try and carry on that journey and lose a little bit more weight, but I didn't succeed. The bad news is I didn't lose any more weight. The good news is that I didn't gain any weight either. I didn't put on any of that stone and a bit that I initially lost. So, is the glass half full or is it half empty? Well, I'm going to take half full. I mean, the problem I found was that when I wasn't drinking, I couldn't stick to my eating diet. There has to be a degree of happiness in your life. And I do get happiness and pleasure from having a drink. And when I took that away, I found that I had to compensate that with eating some other nice things. So I did treat myself perhaps to Chinese and Indian takeaways and kebabs that I probably wouldn't normally have had. I couldn't just not drink and also eat cottage cheese and Ryvita thins every day. You know, it just it wasn't viable. So yeah, I'm glad I still did it. I did discover some really nice non-alcoholic drinks. You know, I didn't lose any weight, but I didn't gain any either. But there's another positive knock-on effect. I went to the doctor's surgery last weekend, and I had another blood pressure check. Now, when I did my Wellman 40 check some 2 or 3 years ago, my blood pressure was in the red. I mean, it was through the roof. I've never had a problem with high blood pressure before, but that was a real shock. When the doctor told me that it was so high, he was thinking about putting me in hospital. But he did say that I was young enough to make lifestyle changes and perhaps flip it round and get my blood pressure going back in the right direction. So I undertook his advice, and Sober for October was all part and parcel of that advice. And I had another blood pressure check recently. It is not in the red anymore. I am now in a very nice, comfortable shade of yellow. I'm in the amber zone. So yeah, I mean, everyone would like their blood pressure to be in the green, wouldn't they? But I mean, it's just not sort of a thing, is it? No, that's not widespread. But the doctor said yellow is fine. You know, yellow is where most people are anyway. So I've got myself out of the red and I'm into the yellow. Now, money. Sober for October. Did that have any impact on money? We are not a massively rich family. We are a reasonably comfortable family. We go to work, we pay our mortgage, we pay our bills, and we have some chunk of money left over, some which we put in our savings, and the rest of it really is for our entertainment. With a sort of family that kind of, I guess, when we get to the day before payday, you know, we're down to our last 50 or 60 quid. But that's fine. We're never in negative equity. We don't rely on any sort of like loans, credit cards, or anything like that. But this month, by the time we got to the day before payday this month, I saved nearly 600 quid. Not drinking. So Sober for October was definitely beneficial for that. It makes you realise how much you're probably spending going out and going to the pub. So when I go out, probably £40-50 a pop. If my missus comes out as well, you know, that can go anywhere between £70, £80, £90. And if we have something to eat while we're out, then we'll go anything up to 150. So anywhere between 150 to £150 a week, we're probably popping down in the pub. But we didn't go out at all, so we saved all that money. So yeah, that was another benefit. So pros and cons. Yeah, wasn't happy. I did miss my friends, but you know, saved money, got my blood pressure going down in the right direction, didn't lose weight, but also didn't gain weight either. You know, I'm happy to try and, you know, put that to one side now, and I'll probably pick up another maybe dry January or another Sober for October next year. Right, moving on to the channel address, really, the state of the channel. So I started posting YouTube channels. I think my first video was posted on January the 8th. The channel really had no direction at all. I said to myself, I would promise that I would do YouTube for a year and I'd see how I got on with it. I have no other social media at all. So I've never had a Twitter. I've never had a Instagram. I've never had, what's the other one? A TikTok. I have had a Facebook, but I've not been on Facebook now for about 3 years. So YouTube is really my only social media output at all. And I think some dabbling in social media is okay. And I didn't want to cut myself off from social media completely, so I thought I would give YouTube a go. I've got no editing skills. I've gone into this completely blind. I didn't even know how to make a YouTube thumbnail. I had to kind of self-teach myself how to take a picture, cut, paste, and try and make some sort of semblance of even a thumbnail. Now, I didn't expect to get any views. I mean, if anyone's sat through one of my videos, then, you know, I'm extremely grateful that someone's given me their time and enjoyed it. I mean, I have had some very nice comments and some positive feedback and some constructive feedback. Retro Ed gave me a lovely comment on one of my videos, and that was really encouraging, because I was thinking kind of maybe sort of a month ago of perhaps not doing it anymore. But after Retro Ed sort of posted that comment, it kind of gave me a little bit of a lift, I suppose. And I thought, yeah, you know, I'll keep going. I've noticed I've got 34 subs. Now, I know probably my brother and my sister and maybe my mum might have given me a sympathy sub. You know, probably looked at me and thought, oh, bless him, he's trying YouTube, you know, we'll throw him a sympathy sub. But I certainly don't know who the other people are who make up the 34 subs on my channel. So if you are one and you are watching, then, you know, drop a comment down below and I'll reply to everyone. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I want to bring some focus into the channel. So I definitely will be continuing to do some taste test reviews, because I really enjoy doing those. They won't be non-alcoholic drinks so much anymore, because now Sober for October is finished. I'm definitely going to be looking to do some different, you know, funny, well, not funny, but sort of more unique drinks that perhaps appeal to me, and I can give my opinion and pass them on to you, and you know, you might find yourself picking them up as well. I also want to focus the channel on Nintendo, because I'm a Nintendo fanboy. I do like gaming. You know, I don't consider myself a massive gamer or a massive collector, but I do have a sizable collection of Switch games. I think I've got about 150 Switch games, a sizable Wii U collection, and a sizable collection for the Super Nintendo as well. So I want to focus on taste tests, and I want to focus on Nintendo. And I'll probably sprinkle every so often a little video about just middle-aged stuff, really, about my health journey, you know, and money. Because when you're in your mid-40s, things tend to be centered around health and money. I mean, that's just the way I've found it. So there might be a little bit of sprinkling that. I have done a few videos in the kitchen. I'm not sure whether I'll continue with those. I mean, if someone comments and say, you know, Mike, those kitchen videos that you did, they were quite amusing, I might drop another one. I'm not saying I won't. But certainly moving forward, I'd say 80% of this channel will be focused on taste tests and Nintendo, with probably 20% sprinkled on the other stuff, health, money, and also perhaps get me in the kitchen and you know, doing another American recipe or another American cook-off. So if you are still sticking around, thank you. Every sort of view I get, I'm at 9,900 views now on my channel, which is unbelievable. You know, to think that I'm that close to 10,000 views. I know that is small fry. I know exactly where this channel is. It is as amateur can be. But I do my YouTube channel in terms of the way I like to view YouTube. So I do like people to be amateur, and I do like them to maybe just have nothing more than just an opinion and their phone, and you know, and talking about things and experiences. I mean, that's what I like to watch. I like to watch people going through their collections and their retro collections. So yeah, I mean, that's all I'm ever aiming to be. That being said, we did pick up some Nintendo Switch games. I think it's time to have another slurp of whiskey and have a look at those Switch games. What do you reckon? Yum. Tell you what, when you haven't had whiskey in nearly 35 days, well, you do you do appreciate it. I bought a non-alcoholic whiskey when I was doing Sober for October. I put a review in one of the videos, and that was okay, but it's never as good as the real thing. So anyway, the games I picked up, I'll hold them up to the camera. I don't know if you're going to be able to see them. I picked up Smurf Streams, and this is the Reverie edition. I think there's going to be some goodies in there. I paid $47.99 for that. I picked it from a seller called Item Dropped on eBay, and I also picked up I think it's pronounced Yeast, and I picked up a Yeast 10 Nordics, and I paid £50 for that one. Now, I've said boldly that Xenoblade Chronicles is my greatest gaming franchise of all time. Second greatest gaming franchise of all time might be the Yeast series. So I've got the two other Yeast games here as well, Yeast 8 and Yeast 9, and they are absolutely brilliant. Yeast 8 in particular is absolutely stunning. So anyway, let's have a look. This is a deluxe edition of Yeast, so let's have a look, see if there's any goodies in it. And we have got some goodies. I do like it when the developer makes an effort and not only puts goodies in the box, but also, you know, look, you get some artwork as well. You get some nice artwork in there. Now, the game's not in there. That's because I was playing it this morning, so it's still in my Nintendo Switch. So, I've not had a look at any of this though. So this looks like a kind of a little booklet. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. So this is a little booklet which tells you all about the characters in the game, and also tells you about some of the game's prominent locations. So you've got the couple of the locations I've been to already. You've got some of the enemies in there as well. So that's cool. I mean, you know, I really miss the days of like the instruction book. You know, you don't get instruction books anymore. And yeah, look at that. You got some really nice illustrations at the back as well. So yeah, really happy with that. Really glad the developer took some time to drop some goodies to read and have a look at. So that's smart. I like that. And then I've got a downloadable. There we go. I've got a digital track list download code. Oh, and a little something on the back. Now, yeah, I did flash the download code up there, but I mean, we're all sensible people here. I'm sure no one's going to nick my Yeast 10 download code, are they? Anyway, so cool. The next one, Smurfs, The Dreams. I don't know if you can see that front cover. That's a 3D front cover, so that looks pretty smart. I've not opened this one yet. Let's have a look. Ah, so that's cool. That's actually a separate kind of postcard, 3D postcard that comes out. Fantastic. I might get that framed and I might stick that on the wall of my man cave. Now this game here, I've heard it's a 3D platformer and it's akin to Super Mario 3D World on the Wii U. Right, so we've got some good stuff here as well. So we've got some books of stickers. 3 books of stickers. Now, I'm not going to try and hold these up for you. Can you see that? There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. So, yeah, I'm not going to do what I do when I was younger and just take all the stickers off and devalue the game as soon as I open it. And then also I've got another digital code, so I've got an extra Smurf skin, a digital art book, and a digital soundtrack. So once I've actually got into these games, I'll probably post a review just to let you know what I think. You know, always the honest opinion is Mr. Fed. If Mr. Fed thinks that Xenoblade Chronicles X isn't the best game in the series, then that's what Mr. Fed is going to say. And probably the same with Smurfs and Yeast 10. So that's it, guys. I mean, a long waffly video this one. If you stuck to the end, I really massively appreciate it. I appreciate all of me 34 subs, whoever you are. Drop your name in the comments. I'm going to try and aim for sort of 50 subs by January the 8th. And if I can get 50 subs by January the 8th, then I think I'll very much continue with YouTube and carry on, because by and large, for the most part, it's been quite a positive experience. So that being said, thanks guys, and I will see you in the next one.